This chapter is a moment of pure worship and natural joy and national joy. The Ark of the Covenant is finally brought into Jerusalem, and David leads Israel in thanksgiving, appoints Levites for continual worship, and composes a beautiful psalm praising God's faithfulness. Okay, so the first part of this chapter covers the Ark placed in the tent. The Ark of God is placed in the tent that David prepared in Jerusalem. Burnt offerings and peace offerings are made before the Lord. After the sacrifices, David blesses the people in God's name. He distributes food to everyone, men and women alike. A loaf of bread, a piece of meat, and a cake of raisins. Okay? This is not just a religious ritual, it's a celebration of God's presence dwelling among his people again. So the second part of this chapter covers David appoints worship leaders. David assigns Levites to minister before the ark to record, thank, and praise the Lord. Okay, leading then are Asaph, Zechariah, Jael, Shemiramoth, 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 Jehiel, Matihia, Eliab, Benaiah, Obed-Edom, and Jael. Oh, there's two different. There's Jehiel and Jehiel. Okay. Musical instruments, harps, lyres, cymbals, and trumpets accompany their praise. Verse 7 marks a milestone. Hold on, sorry. That day David first appointed Asaph and his associates to give praise to the Lord in this manner. Okay, this moment formalizes Israel's organized worship ministry, setting the foundation for temple praise that would continue for generations. The third part of this chapter covers David's psalm of thanksgiving. David's song is a compilation of earlier psalms, mainly Psalms 105, 96, and 106, blending gratitude, covenant, and glory. Okay, call to praise. Okay, so give thanks to the Lord, call on his name, make known his deeds among the peoples, sing to him, sing praise to him, tell of all his wonderful acts. Worship begins by remembering and declaring God's works. Okay, so God's covenant faithfulness. Okay, you can check that one out in verses 14 until 22. He remembers his covenant forever, the promise he made to Abraham. So God's faithfulness is the foundation of Israel's hope. Okay, now proclaiming God's glory. So sing to the Lord, all the earth. Proclaim his salvation day after day. Declare his glory among the nations. Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad, for he comes to judge the earth. Okay, so worship isn't just local, it's universal. And all creation is called to join in praise. So here's the final blessing. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, his love endures forever. Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. David ends with Israel's eternal refrain, God's goodness and mercy never fail. So the fourth part of this chapter covers ongoing worship established. David leaves Asaph and his brothers before the ark to minister regularly. Zadok the priest and others served at the tabernacle in Gibeon, the old sanctuary. Musicians and priests continued daily sacrifices and songs of praise. Then David and all the people returned home rejoicing. Israel now has two centers of worship, the ark in Jerusalem and the altar in Gibeon, to sacrifice, both dedicated to God. So what are the key lessons from the first Chronicles chapter 16? The first lesson is worship is continual, not occasional. David appointed people to give thanks daily. Gratitude is meant to be ongoing. Second lesson, true worship remembers God's works. David's psalm anchors joy in history, So God's faithfulness to Abraham, Israel, and the nations. Third lesson, praise is missionary. The song calls all nations to know and honor God. Worship spreads truth. Fourth lesson, God's presence transforms community. When the ark arrived, blessing flowed. When the ark arrived, blessing flowed to every household. Worship leads to generosity and unity. So in summary, First Chronicles chapter 16, the ark rests in Jerusalem and David leads Israel in worship and thanksgiving. He appoints Levites for continual praise, composes a psalm exalting God's faithfulness, and establishes worship as the heartbeat of the nation. The presence of God is now at the center of Israel's joy.